sniffed the top of the league again, and in typical Tottenham fashion, they just crumble by the wayside. Why is the big question, though? Speaking of why, we're about to get Caller on the show. We're going to get Alex on with us now. Alex is here. Alex, your team throw away another lead, 1 win in 6, 2 wins in 9. Why do Tottenham keep crumbling in these games, and why are you struggling to win in the Premier League? What's going wrong?
Well, firstly, I just want to address your comments about us being title contenders. I've said to you before, we're not title contenders, so I'm not going to listen to that anymore. And I don't want to go on about it anymore because we're going to go on about a second stream about that already. Secondly, I mean, I didn't like the team in terms of I didn't understand why Sissoko was playing. I can see the logic a little bit, but I think you could have had a much more attacking player. I mean, I don't really like Moira down that side because I think he works well with Vinicius because he likes a tall striker up front. I think he's better there. I do give him credit because he played Sanchez again. I do like him, Ben Dyer. I mean, I think Fulham were better than us in terms of they had more of the play because they had more of the play, and then we seemed to got into the game more, and then straight away after that we got the goal, but we didn't really push on. Yes, Son did miss a few chances. I do say that, but I can't really have a go at Son because Son's been really good this season. But the thing I didn't like is what we've been doing. And I don't know whether it's because they're too worried about losing the goal or anything like that. We keep going back, keep on falling back and letting the opposition have more of the ball. And Fulham had too much of the ball. And you can see a goal was coming. And the thing that really annoys me as well is that when Fulham scored straight away after scored the equaliser, we suddenly want to attack. And it's really... That's the annoying part. But, I mean, we just got to forget about today and just move on to the next game now. So, you know, it's just what it is at the moment.
Alex, I let you speak, but you didn't answer my question. Why do you keep throwing away these games? You've won 2 in 9. What's the overarching reason, in your opinion, that you can't see these games through? It's not the first time this season that you've been leading and a team equalised. Why are you not killing these games off? Is it tactical? Is it a mental block? Why? Because this is becoming a habit. This isn't a bad run of form now. This is almost a habit, like biting your fingernails. What's going wrong at the club? We're not talking about tonight in isolation. Overall, 2 wins in 9 for a team with £800 million worth of players in valuation and one of the greatest managers in the history of the game. Why are you struggling to win against these teams?
Well, like I said before, it's not just a mental block. It's the way we're playing. You see, why are we always letting them have the possession of the ball? You see, I'm not going to kill off the team. I don't know why we're not doing that, but I don't know why we don't push on and try and get that second goal or third goal and try and kill off the team. You see, because Fulham had more possession of the game, and it was in the first half as well. Which I noticed as well. That's why I said to you, because you said you did a text in the group chat saying, "Oh, Harry Kane has scored." I said to you straight away after, I said, "I'm not happy with this performance." Like I felt in the Leeds game, and like I feel in the Brentford game. Ironically, during the Brentford game, I actually fell asleep. So it's just like it's just how we play.
Let me cut in there. So, are you blaming Jose Mauricio's tactics?
No, I'm not. I can't really blame.
And what? So again, I want to get to specifics here. I like specificity. So it's not a mental.
Yeah,
block.
but what you want me to say? What you want me to say?
No. Let
me finish. What you want me to say? What you want me to say is you say Jose's this, Jose's that, Jose's this. I don't want to say that because at the moment he's our manager. Okay, he believes that he wants to keep it tight. Okay, and don't want to let in any goals. Fair enough. That's a great tactic. Okay. What my issue is that we don't seem to push on when we don't take, and it's an issue. It's going to be an issue because it's trying to get to Leicester. It's shown against Leicester because when did we? No, Terry, let me finish because I know you like talking. I know you like talking, hearing your voice. So let me finish, right? What I'm saying is, okay, is that it's an issue when teams go ahead. Okay, what happens when we go ahead? You see what I'm saying? And also, there's another thing as well I need to say as well. No, I need to say this because I've got a lot of things in my mind. I know. I want to say this. I want to say this. What happens when Kane and Son are not playing? No one tells me what happens when Kane and Son are not playing because they seem to be the only players that are scoring the goals at the moment. Okay, I'll get on to Bell because I've got things to say about Bell as well. Because I've heard a lot of people say a lot of things about Bell, and I'll say what my piece about Bell. Okay, but no one's telling me what do we do when we don't have Kane and Son playing. Okay, and also another person as well, Højbjerg. Okay, what happens when they don't play? You see, that's why I'm saying that we're not title contenders because that is not a squad, Terry. Okay, so there's a lot of issues there still for us until we address them.
Okay, Alex. I tried my best to let you finish, right? You said a lot of words. There was an awful amount of vibration coming from your K-Cole, but you didn't answer a question. You've moaned about the level. I've taken notes here. You spoke about not being happy with the level of performances, the way that your team basically sits back. See you later, mate. The way your team sits back behind the ball when you go a goal up. You don't feel there's a plan when there's no Kane or no Son. Who's to blame for that? Why have you won 2 in 9? You're being very.
You can't blame anybody, Terry, because the thing is, though, it's just the way it is at the moment.
So nobody is to blame. There isn't
no,
one.
You can't because no, Terry. But why are you looking at the blame? Why are you looking at
Alex, let me finish. What is to blame, and therefore who is in charge of that? Who is accountable for you throwing away all these leads? And for you only winning 2 of your last 9 Premier League games, somebody has to be accountable. Players,
everybody's accountable, Terry. Everybody's accountable.
Everybody.
The manager and the players.
Alex, stop. So what you're saying is it isn't the tactics; it's the execute. If it's everybody, that means it's the execution of the tactics. Then yes.
Yeah, possibly yes, but you can't just blame just one thing.
You don't need to blame one thing. I'm not asking you to blame one thing, Alex. I'm asking you to give me the reasons. You just say things like, I'm not happy with the performance. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, it does mean something because I'm saying to you, I was very unsure about the performance.
Needs to improve. So what players need to improve for you? Who ain't pulling their weight?
I think that, like I said, I'm not going to just pull out players like that because that's very unfair. What I would say is that the team as a whole just need to improve. And I mean,
Harry Kane needs to get better.
No. Harry Kane. No, I'm not going to point out Harry Kane because Harry Kane's been very good this season.
Okay, so who hasn't been very good in your first team this year?
I mean, like I said, I'm not going to pick out players like that because I don't do that. I think the whole it's a team game. Okay,
not the player's fault. It's not the manager's fault.
No, but Terry, your outlook is take on one, just put it on one player and say, "Oh, he's rubbish. No, that's not the way. That's not the way football is. Okay, no. But that's not the way football is. Okay, the way football is, Terry. The way that football is. Okay, is that it's all about a team. Okay. Yes. And you can't just blame it on just one individual. Okay. So mistakes do happen. Okay. But you can't just blame it on one thing.
It's the best super chat I've ever had from Mark. He says, if expressions is Superman, Alex is Clark Kent.
You just don't want to listen to me. So I don't really care anymore.
Listen, the problem is I hear words. I don't hear any points being made.
What do you mean hearing words? I'm actually talking sense.
You're not talking.
I'm not talking the natural rhetoric that you're let's play Poirier. Oh, let's play Sanchez. Oh, let's play Reginald. Oh, let's play Kane because Kane and Son are not very good at the moment. I'm saying the team as a whole are not very a team who's not very good today.
Why are they not?
Because they're not attacking more. They're not taking on. They're not actually going ahead and trying to attack the spaces and trying to do that.
Is that their choice or is that instructions by the manager? So it's either one or two things. It's either they're not following the manager's instructions, they're trying but they're failing, so they're not performing well enough, or the manager's tactics are not working? Which of those three things is it?
I don't want to say the tactics are not working, because the thing is, I don't want to say
Alex,
that.
this is the problem, Alex. You keep telling me that I'm not listening to you. The reason I can't listen to you is because you're not saying anything.
So you're saying to me that you're saying to me that I should just say, "Oh, Jose's tactics is not working."
No, that isn't. I'm not telling you to say anything specifically. I'm asking you to tell me the actual reason that you think it isn't working. You are dancing about, mate. You're not. You're beating around the bush because you don't want to be honest. You're acting like Ty from AFTV.
No, I'm not being. I've been honest. I'm being.
We're gonna get Maya on the show now. Maybe a Tottenham fan that'll actually give us an opinion. Maya's here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get her on the show now. Maya, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Another poor result in the Premier League after a really good week in the domestic competitions. What went wrong? I've asked everyone this question, what went wrong tonight? But why do you keep throwing away these leads in the Premier League?
I think maybe in answer to what you've been asking Alex, that he hasn't really been giving you a straight answer for. I think it's a combination of things. I think all the things that you listed as options to Alex, it's a combination of. I feel like the players on the pitch need to take a bit of accountability because, for example, if we're taking an isolated game such as tonight, the players' performance weren't good enough. But then you also have to look at a combination of Jose's tactics as well, because we didn't bring on a sub till we conceded and we just couldn't get a foot in the game. I think there's a lot of things that come together. And I feel like when you're asking Alex as well, give me a player who hasn't performed this season or who hasn't been pulling their weight. I think what I found with Tottenham and watching Tottenham is that we have games where every player plays well. And then we have games where the team plays poorly. There's few games where our defence is poor, but Kane and Son are great, or Kane and Son are poor and our defence is great. I feel like front to back, we either have a good performance or a bad performance, which is why it's difficult to pick out one bad player, because at points this season, Son has been terrible. Tonight, he's been terrible. But at points, he's been the best player in the league, arguably. And you could say the same about Aurier. At times, he's looked like a really good, improved, solid defender. But at times, I think, Jesus, it's the same old Aurier. So I think you can't just look at Spurs and say we need to, at one area we need to improve on, which if anyone follows me on Twitter, they would have seen. I do think just generally down that right side, we need to strengthen in that forward right wing position. And Aurier's improved this season, I can't lie. But if we want to push on to win big trophies, then we need to be strong in either our right wing back, full back, however we're playing, or our right forward player. We need at least one of them to be able to put in and match the deliveries that we're having from the left. So if I am going to pick out any particular part of the pitch, it's going to be that right side. But I don't think that at any one time Sissoko's playing badly or Dye's playing badly. I feel like I watch Tottenham and we either play bad as a collective or we play well as a collective.
Do you know what I want to say?
Which is what I just said, by the way. I just said that.
Alex. That isn't what you said.
I just said that. I just said that it's a collective. That's what I just said. And you said to me that I wasn't talking. No. So I don't understand what you're saying there.
But so you're missing a key component here. Maya gave direct reasons. She blamed elements.
That's what I said. I said you can't blame
Alex. You're gonna make me explode if you keep interrupting me. You asked me to give you an explanation. I get 3 words in, you jump in. So Maya answered the question. I'm not asking anyone to ever come on the Football Terrace and blame one singular person. Why? I don't do that. As a collective rule, the manager was bad here. McTominay was poor in this moment. This guy had a great game. That's how I do things. Maya said it straight. There are elements where players have got to take responsibility. I know we overarch that and call it bottling. I think there's a mentality thing where you've got to kill these games off because it's becoming a habit. Definitely.
Okay.
Maya criticised Jose Mourinho's tactics by making a substitution too late. You should have made more of an attacking substitution to kill this game off earlier. That's blaming something specific, but not blaming the whole result on that one issue. Spoke about individual poor performances tonight. Just by saying Son had a bad game tonight isn't singling him out and acting like he hasn't had a great season so far. Alex, it doesn't make you less of a Tottenham fan to say Aurier was really poor tonight and that defending for that goal could have been a lot better. That's all I'm asking for you to do is be honest with who had good games, bad games, what went wrong. It isn't to give an overarching stamping it, sort of stamping your seal on an opinion that has to stick with you for the rest of your life. No one's asking you to do that. You're not on oath here. You're not going to go to court or to prison if you get something wrong. Just speak honestly, bruv. You can't do it though, because what I get why though. You're just like Ty. You're just like Ty. I know Ty well. You feel like if you criticize anything really, unless it's a big overarching, I think everybody was bad. You feel like a bad fan or something. I don't get it, bruv. Because for me, there's lots of things that were wrong tonight, and there's been lots of things that have been wrong in these games where you've only won 2 in 9. But it doesn't mean you're a bad team. It doesn't mean you've got terrible players. Because I didn't think any one individual player in your team tonight was that awful. Like awful. I thought there were some average performances. I thought Reguilon was amazing tonight. I thought that Højbjerg and Winks, I thought they held the midfield pretty well. You just didn't finish your dinner up front. So I would still look at Kane and Son as the not the biggest issue tonight, but that was a problem. And then the question, outside of those two, Tottenham need to address that, because your backup to them are simply not good enough at this level. And the Lamellas have been here forever. I don't think Bergwijn's ever going to make it in the league. He just looks too lightweight. And I think Maya's right. Something around the right-hand side of your attacking element needs to be worked on and addressed massively.
Well, okay. I understand what you're trying to say, okay, but it's not as simple as saying that, really. I would say that, yeah, it is frustrating. I think what Mourinho said at the beginning of the summer, it's correct. The squad is still a puzzle at the moment, because we've got players like Ali on the bench, and I was talking to my dad about it. Where do you put him? Because the player that you've got to replace him with is Ndombele, because he plays in that sort of position, doesn't he? You can't play him out wide, can you? You see, Moira, for instance, I don't like him on the right. I don't like him on the right because when he runs, he's got his head down and he just runs and runs and runs. He's better with a tall striker up front. Bell, who I think was desperate, because I don't know why we bothered with him, to be honest with you, out of respect, because he was fantastic when he was at Tottenham before, but I thought it was a desperate signing beginning-wise. And I've said this on the We Are Tottenham TV, if you want to look at that, after the Southampton game. I said, why do we need him? You know, because he's lost he's got no pace. Does he press? No. So where does he fit in? So we just, I do feel sorry for Jose, because I don't think it was his signing. I think it was Levy's signing to appease the fans. So it's a lot of elements there which are still willing, trying to figure it all out. Where do you fit Winks? Where do you fit Sissoko now? And what happens when Højbjerg's not playing? There's so many elements.
You're making some good points there, but that's down to your manager. That's on Jose Mourinho with his expertise and his experience as a coach. The majority of them players you mentioned, I think Bow's over the hill. They're quality players. So it is down to your manager to be able to fix that. Zane says, Alex, why don't you use Air Force One to park the bus when Trump leaves? Zane, welcome back. I missed your chats. I don't often mean anything. One here for Maya that says, hi, Maya. Hope you're doing. How are you doing tonight? I hope you've eaten today. Is that in reference to something?
I hope not.
Okay, cool. I thought maybe you tweeted saying you were hungry or something, and something. Like I have no idea. I just thought, okay, maybe you'd get it. Alex Clark, thank you for becoming an official member of the Football Terrace. It means a great deal to us. It does. We're going to get Mark Edmond on the show. Mark Edmond's here with us. Seen Tottenham throw away more points from a winning position. Give me your views and opinion, Mark.
Terry, what can I say? When you